Was there one guy or? Okay, perfect. Yeah. There were, I think, also 2 guys last year. Impressive. Like, I slept a bit, I must say, I must admit. So, yeah, a couple of things. So this is kind of, the hacking area yesterday evening. People working quite hard. Our dog got a badge as well. On Friday, we really tried to get Arnold Schwarzenegger for a morning workout today. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Susie, the US ambassador to Switzerland and Liechtenstein, actually sent her another text message, but he didn't show up. So, but we printed the badge. We had some free massages for the participants, and I think actually that might have helped so that people could stay awake. I guess we're gonna do it again next year because it seemed quite busy all the time. I myself tried to go there twice and didn't manage to get a massage. So next year. On Friday evening there was a lot of pizza. I think the biggest pizza order Zurich has ever seen, and lots of leftover pizza. Most of it went. People ate over the night. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Like, I think there was one pizza eaten every 8 seconds or something. It's crazy. Some fire instructions. We had a little fire actually, so there was one trash can burning outside, but it was very little. So I was talking about sleeping before. Some kind of videos of people sleeping all over the place. People were really creative on this part actually. Yeah, very sweet. He still has his Red Bull. He as well. I think we should talk to Red Bull and see if there's actually any caffeine in there, because it didn't really work apparently. All right. I saw him afterwards, he's not dead. And another note to the sponsors, maybe next year we should give out blankets, because this was not the way t-shirts should have been used. And again, very creative on the sleeping place. The problem was he nearly made it, the sleeping room was actually there. So. You might wonder what is this photo, but there's actually a guy laying down there, and it's not because the photo is dark, but he was hiding. I don't know in front of what, maybe the jury. I like this guy. This is my favorite guy actually. I mentioned it 20 times on Friday that people need to be there, submit on time, go to the jury on time, and this guy, he probably had 3 alarms and this extra sign, so very impressive. Don't sleep and drive. That was the Amag bus. And that's actually me this morning, and might look like a random photo, but if you check the t-shirt, this is how I came here. So I didn't sleep much. It's the wrong way around, I didn't realize it. Still looks fine, I guess. This was our information desk last night. As you can also see, some of us got some sleep. And we also had some infrastructure problems. This was one of our laptops completely breaking down. But now on a more serious note, some statistics. Feel free to write them down. So we had 711 attendees at the opening ceremony, which is quite a lot, much more than last year. 507 registered participants actually showed up to the event. We had 123 submitted projects. Of the registered participants, I think some dropped out on the way. It's quite a long stretch. We had 6,000 meters of Ethernet cable, because last year internet was kind of slow because the Wi-Fi traffic was so large, so we ended up having cables this year, and you can actually wrap it around Technopark 10 times, so it's quite a lot. We had 20,280 hours of coding, so that's 10.27 working years in one weekend, and nobody got paid for it, so so this is the total number of kilometers people travel to HackZurich. And so it's around the world 4 times, so also quite a large number. And that's the total internet traffic, also a lot. And you can actually transmit the book Hobbit 4.482 million times if you do ASCII encoding. It's also right. That's the energy consumed by the computers over the weekend. And you can drive a Tesla with that more than 10,000 kilometers actually, so quite efficient. Or power standard LED for 694 years. I don't know why you should do this, but you can. Or brush your teeth for 137 years. This is a kind of weird one. So we counted the total number, or estimated the total number of pixels, like on screens in the room. It's 1.58 gigapixels. So the total number of pixels are on all screens in the Technopark. And if you check how many pixels actually were shown during the whole event, because they change on your screen, obviously, it's 13.67 petapixels during the entire HackZurich. And if you put them all next to each other, you can go 3,010 times to the moon and back if you have 150 DPI. So yeah, or go to the Mars. We were talking about that on Friday. Not sure that's going to help you for that. We had 29.7 million keystrokes. Also a very large number, I think, and it's actually 12 times the force of a space shuttle during takeoff. I tried to check how much force you need to press down a key, and there were some people writing about that on the internet. I don't know why, but now about food. I hope you all gained some kilograms over the weekends. I think I did. So we had 3.6 tons of food being eaten. That would feed me 5 years. Or a blue whale 21 hours. So there are no blue whales here, so it's good. And we had 213 square meters of pizza on Friday. I mean, the Catons already kind of gave an idea, and it covers more than a tennis court, actually. Quite a lot. And 272 grams of caffeine, and that could kill 27 people. So we are very happy that we are more than 500 here at HackZurich, so that nobody died. Now on a more serious note, we had a very experienced jury today to evaluate all the projects. I quickly wanted to put up the photos so because all of you just went to one interview room, that you see who was evaluating you guys today. And I think that actually deserves a big round of applause, because it's Sunday and they all came here, they're all busy people, and they spend time looking at all your projects. So I think we should definitely thank them for their time. So yeah, that's already the introduction. Maybe a bit about the rest of the closing ceremony. So now we're going to hear the 25 finalist pitches, which were selected by the jury. And then afterwards, we're going to hear 2 closing speeches. They're going to be pretty good. And then after that, we'll award the winners of HackZurich and all the workshop tracks. So yeah, that's the rough schedule. So I think we can start right away. The order is the same as I announced earlier at 12:30. So the first team is going to be Knock Knock. Good luck. So it's going to be 2 minutes and a sharp cutoff. So yeah, once you start, we're going to count and really cut you off in the middle of the sentence, and no Q&A. Have fun, guys.
So, hi, we are Knock Knock. You know what sucks? Not having your drum kit with you. So we made an app which transforms every table into a drum kit. And we do that by just placing the phone on the table, and then you knock on the table, and we transform that into drum kit sounds. So we're giving you a quick demo.
We will prepare a little techno for those guys who didn't sleep at all, so they can stay up a little longer.
You guys can connect the stuff and then only start afterwards. So
we prepare the beat before. Now we can hit the techno. But that doesn't sound good for techno, so we're gonna add a clap. It's too slow. We really wake up. So you really wake up. And we can record anything so it loops again.
Okay, so regarding the technical side, what we did here was some signal processing. You can knock on the table to trigger the different kind of beats. So I have some graphs here to show you, but they don't work right now, so I'm just going to tell you what is on there. So there's a lot of vibration, lots of peaks going up and down, and it's actually really hard to tell which of those peaks are the ones that we need where you hit the table. So we did some signal processing to filter out those peaks that just belong to the vibrations that follow after you hit the table. And then we also had to do some clever curve fitting to make sure we actually find all the peaks, because our sample rate from the accelerometer in the iPhone was too slow to get all the peaks. So yeah, some clever tricks in there, and additionally, everything had to be very quickly, of course, because the beat has to be instant. Thank you.
Thank you. So the next team is Volantis. Yeah. First build everything out and then start, yeah. And take the microphone to your... What?
All right, hi guys. We're Team Volantis. So, do you remember the Who talk about the cake? Yeah, we built that cake. It's a bit ugly, but oh well. Right, so we built Volantis. It's an app about games in Valora store. So there's 2 games. One you can play against a person that is in the store with you. That's the peer-to-peer game. So maybe start that. So we have a proximity sensor in there with the P2P kit. So if we have 2 people in the same store, they can play against each other, rock, paper, scissors. Like, you know the game. Go. And if you win, you get a voucher. So you can get like 10% off of your basket. And then there's another game. So if you're just in the store alone, it recognizes that with the beacon, and then you can play against the store. You can play a game of Breakout. So we'll see how Jonas fares. And again, if he wins, he can get like a free orange juice or whatever he wants. Getting close? Yeah. And there you go, there's your voucher. Thanks.
The next team is Car Hunter. Das braucht der iPhone-Adapter, aber du machst das mit dem Kollegen. iPhone-Adapter braucht er. Nee, das hier Car.
Okay, so we as a team, we had a vision that searching for a car is far too complex and totally intransparent, and we're going to change that. And also showing the customer what is the total cost of ownership when you run a car, with insurance and taxes. So we made a small survey. A few of you have answered some questions, and these are actually the only questions we have to ask. So I say now, I'm male. Sorry, I'm a bit older than you all. So I have a family, and horsepower, yeah, not that much. But still, I would like to drive an SUV, and yeah, I can afford it a bit. So, and then on the other side, I said, what is the minimum, the number of the costs that I would like to spend every month? It's like 600. So I go to the AMAC API to get now the best score for these kind of attributes. And so we see the result is here. That's it. So I don't like gray, but I like that one. I like better that one. Oh, that was green. This one is fine. So you see, it's our hunting shop is working. So we have 3 in it. So we go there, and we have all the details from the cars from AMAG. And if you want, you can even go more in details. And here we don't have that much time. But what is great is you see the dealership of AMAG. You see really where it is. And even more important, if AMAG would place beacons, like all of these here, then we would even see when I go there to the AMAG place and I hit the button, I would even know where the car is, so I don't have to deal with a creepy sales agent who was telling me all the other stories about other cars. Thank you very much.
The next team is Internet of Plants, as you can see. Microphone. Are you taking it?
Okay, all of us have plants at home, I hope. Especially we nerds struggle with keeping them alive. We forget to water them, for example. So how nice would it be if your plant would tell you, hey, I need water now. We have 3 plants on stage. Actually, one looks like a plant and 2 of them are back there, the cups. And this one is made out of plastic, so it's not really real as well. We have a sensor on each of them, and we have an app you can see here on the left. And we show air humidity, temperature, we show air pressure, and an overall state if it feels bad or if it feels good. Let's give Lily a temperature boost now. That's Lily, the one you can see. And you can see it's going up, very high density of water in the air. Okay, back there we have Jasmine and we have Rosie. And when we check out Rosie here, she's good because she has water. And Jasmine is bad, she's dry. So we changed that. And we can see that Jasmine is getting good. We all like to bond with our plants. We always do good things to them, but they never say thank you, right? But this plant does. So she writes on Twitter, hey, I love you. Thanks. Thanks. Oh, can I? Thanks, Natalia, for helping out with the UX.
Next team is Music.
Test.
Thanks to the technical team at this point, because there are like 6 or 7 cables there, and they always have to change. So that's why it sometimes takes like 30 seconds to like change between the different devices. So that's the reason for the wait.
Okay, we are in music, and we want to replace the radio. So what's the problem with the radio? If you listen to the radio, you have to listen to the music that's on the radio. And if you don't like it, you have to get along with it. So you want to listen to your own music, but then you can't get the news and you can't get traffic information and information about what's around you. So we actually created music to merge your personal playlist and your personal music with location-based and personalized information that interests you. And to demonstrate, we'll play some music. And that music can get mixed with personalized, location-based information and news.
3rd of October 2015, 6:16 p.m. And here are your NewsEC news. Today in business news, 3 realities that make personal finance different for entrepreneurs. Went on.
So those are news that interest you, and you can also get information about what's around you, about points of interest, museums, and stuff like that. So you can.
What's around you? Swiss National Museum. The Swiss National Museum, part of the Musée Swiss Group, itself affiliated with the Federal Office of Culture, is.
And the cool thing about this is not just any news, it's news you want, because in the settings you can choose between different categories, how often you want to hear about them, daily, hourly, or never, and you can also choose the location-based services which you want to hear about, so restaurants, museums, and parking. Thank you very much, and that's our app.
The next team is Phone Wars.
So, well, hi everyone. My name is Jacqueline. These are Bastian and Ruben. And we wrote an Android app which is called Phone Wars, and it is based on an actual analog game which is called Street Wars.
So Street Wars, it's as she said, it's an offline game. It's currently played in San Francisco. We got this inspiration to do this because we saw this game, in which you get an envelope with a person, your address, phone number, and you have to hunt it down with a water gun. So we thought, why isn't this played online with a mobile device? Because everyone has a mobile device if you play it online. It's much easier to join the game. And especially, it's really easy to play with few people. So if you want to do this in your city, you just need 3 people and you can start playing it with a cell phone. So that's why we did this. Now, about the technology quickly, as we said, it's an Android game. So the idea is we can use most of the platform advantages, and the rest is .NET backend and MongoDB. Unfortunately, we couldn't use the P2P kit technology that was presented here because we just didn't have the time, but this would have been really cool for an indoor location also.
That's part of the reason why we are not able to show the system here live. That's why we brought some screenshots. On the left you can see the map. That's where you see your own location and the location of your victim. And if there's a hunter close by, that one will also show up on the map. And if you go to the detail page, then you can find details about your victim. In this case, it's her. She's like the name, and the address, and phone number, and email, and stuff. And then if I manage to catch her, then we will, as you can see there, exchange a code for this is to be able to prove that it really happened, so that I cannot just. Thank you.
The next team is Get Upper.
All right, hi, we're GitUp, and we've made a service that is an interactive, personalized wake-up call that needs no data connection at all. So the general problem is that although we have all this modern information technology that is awesome, there's a lot of people out there who are not benefiting from it. Say our grandparents who don't have a mobile data connection all the time, everywhere. So that's why we're leveraging the amazing Tropo API from Cisco, which makes interactive phone calls directly through the phone lines, landline, mobile line, whatever. And we made this example application of a wake-up call, a personalized interactive one. And here's, it's very modular. You just set it up once with whatever modules you want, news, jokes, whatever. And let's do a test. Okay, so you can set up an alarm, you can choose your modules, and then for the sake of the test, we just trigger.
Ina, hope you are feeling good this wonderful morning. How would you like your coffee? Black, flat white, or iced?
Iced.
You said iced. Excellent choice. Would you like to hear the joke of the day?
Yes. Yes.
You said yes. Here is today's joke. People used to laugh at me when I would say I want to be a comedian. Well, nobody is laughing now. On a more serious note, these are some of the main headlines today. Russia says to step up airstrikes in Syria. Obama cannot spurring more early retirements.
All right, and for a more fun morning, we also connected it to the Microsoft Kinect.
So now Max is asleep. Tijd voor de Zurich.
Hi, please get up and move. Great, you are up. Goodbye, I will call you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Wieder von der aktuellen weiter, oder?
Warte.
The next team is Kongi and Steve.
So, I want to welcome you to our presentation of our app called Wabingo. It's a two-man project of Steven and me, and we made it in the workshop of Valora. So fast to our concept. We wanted to revolutionize the existing loyalty system of chain stores. And our idea was bingo. So Steven explains you now.
Also, this is the structure. Here you have 3 rows with 5 elements each. And the goal is to fill 1 row up. So, for example, we want to buy fishermen's. And so we can look where we can find them. We get a map with the stores near to us. and we go to the store, buy them, and pay with our credit card, and then in the app we see what we've bought, and it's crossed out. So because we want to fill out the whole row, we repeat the process for the other products, and we have a bingo. For every bingo, we get a voucher, and by swiping up, you can always see how many vouchers you earned. And if you have a bingo, it starts again.
So why this system? We thought that standard consumers always buy the same objects, so we wanted to lead them to buy different stuff. And it's also an opportunity for the company for advertisement. Yes, to finish what we have done, our aim was to combine gamification, couponing, loyalty and cross-selling in one app, and this is what came out. Yes, thank you for your attention and have fun.
The next one is smart factories. What else do you need?
Huh? No, the folien, only slides. Perfect. Hey, we are Smart Factories, and our goal was to reduce the downtime produced by maintenance in large factories, which brings us in difference to some other applications in the area of B2B. I think most of you already know this, but the modern factory produces a huge amount of data, and we want to use this data to optimize the maintenance process. In order to tackle the problem of integrating all the different data sources and devices into one big application, we chose the HANA Cloud Platform to easily stream the data sources provided by Amy via WebSockets into our database and to communicate with the different Samsung smart devices using a REST API.
And so what we build is basically two sides of an application. One is a manager view, where you have a manager has an overview of all your machines, the sensors running on them, and what you can do is set critical points which trigger certain events. For example, that a technician is called, that a maintenance process is started. But it doesn't stop there, because what we also do is, if that happens, our cloud notifies the technicians. He gets a notification to his wearable or to his mobile phone, where he can see what's going on, go to the actual machine and trigger and process the maintenance, and also gets information as he goes there. And this enables us to first reduce the downtime, make it smoother maintenance, and also get us some valuable KPIs. For example, we can measure what's the average time we need to respond to a call, how many times we have successfully accessed the call, and also can go on along this way. And we think this is like the future of factories, and this is going to help keep productivity up and reduce costs for maintenance. Thank you.
The next one is convene.
Hast du die Extension? Nee, die Extension ist schon geladen auf einer von eurer Maschine. Auf welcher warst du? Den Tab einfach links und dann Fullscreen und fertig. Okay. Hi guys, we're Team Convene, and our mission is basically to bring context into your browser via a knowledge graph, so you can collaboratively discuss and research any topic you want without ever leaving your browser. Let's jump right into the demo. Right now we're reading an article that deals with gun violence and politics in the US. And let's say we want to get some extra information. So we have a Chrome extension that loads up called Convene. And right here we can see different comments on the issue in the middle, and we can upvote and downvote all the comments as we like. On the left-hand side, we have some extra articles that deal with the same kind of stories. But probably the most interesting features on the right-hand side are knowledge graph integration. So we automatically detect entities on the website and load up pictures, information straight from our database. So, for example, here we have Jeb Bush, who's a presidential candidate. We can find out, oh, he's the brother of a former president. He was the governor of Florida until 2007. And we can also deal with other entities. For example, Newtown, another city where there has been a shooting at some point. And we can look at, for example, the Google Maps page for this. And this all happens automatically. You don't have to do anything. It's extracted straight as you open the extension. But not only that, you can also conduct your research in the browser. Apart from comments, we also have notes with a little editor here that you can write in anything in markdown format. And well, let's just add something here. And then it gets saved to our server. And you can collaboratively edit this with anyone you want. So yeah, that's Convene. We're bringing context to your fingertips. Thank you.
Next one is drop table.
That was fast. Hi, we're Drop Table Reimbursement, and we use the SBB open access data to provide a better way for handicapped people in Switzerland to navigate the train system. So the current state of the SBB website does allow you to select a route which is all handicap accessible. But as you can see with this particular example, St. Gallen to Bern, it's a rather convoluted route, and in fact there's missing information in one of the sections. So we can see that there's some problem with the current system. These problems arise from the data coming from many different sources, and it actually is pretty difficult to consolidate all of them. So that's what we tried to do. We integrated several different sources. We actually have a screen scraper for the original SBB results. We have actually some PDF documents that we got from the open access database and a variety of stuff which we integrate to give a much better decision as to whether or not a certain section of a trip is handicap accessible. So to let people use that, we built a web interface for it. You can search just like anything else, and yeah, then you'll see the results. Just skip ahead a bit. So in colors you see which sections are how handicap accessible, and we even have additional information per train station, like what are the handicap accessible toilets and things. But in addition to just integrating the information better to give a better estimate of the handicap accessibility, there is missing information as well. And we tried to address that by allowing the users to provide feedback for any section of the trip. And in fact, if they book through our system, then we'll send them a notification once they got through a section where there's missing information, asking them to please add some information. So we hope that this can provide something for handicapped people in Switzerland to get better routing without having to call SBB. And maybe SBB will use some of our user feedback to fix the data set.
The next one is keyboard runners.
So, hello. For our application, we thought back to our most favorite pastime as programmers and hackers, running outside. We thought, how do we make this experience better? Currently, running applications aggregate data after your run, and then they tell you how well you've done. But no, we want to know how well we're doing now, and then we want to be encouraged. We want to be told that we're bad or good. And who better to hear advice from than our greatest mentor, Ani. So we thought, let's get some funny movie quotes from a bunch of people that we love and to listen to, and let them tell us what to do while we run.
So I'm going to do a live demo for this. Well, basically we have here four different trainers. I'm going to choose Arnie because he's the closest we have to an actual trainer on that app. So as you can see, I put some really high goals of 1 minute and 150 meters. And yeah, I have to take that phone in my pocket for it to notice how I run. But yeah.
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over metal endoskeleton.
Let's do this. All right, so I start running, and let's see how he reacts.
Kick some ice.
Do it! Do it!
He's motivating me to go faster, so.
Chill out.
Do it! Do it! Come on!
What if I stop?
Run!
Well, he doesn't seem really happy, so start again.
Do it! Do it! Come on!
Chill out.
And yeah.
Do it! Do it! Come on!
Usually we have some more.
One of us is in deep trouble.
All right.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
He's not really happy that I stopped running, so yeah, I'm just gonna stop it. But
I'll be back.
that was it.
And the next one is crowd report.
Crowd report is bringing free speech on the internet everywhere, on any website, to anybody. There is a significant issue of the free speech on internet. If a webmaster decides that people can't contribute to content of the website by not allowing any of the comments or just filtering the unfavorable comments, we're just basically facing a really bad version of censorship. So what we decided to do is to make it possible for anybody to comment anywhere online, whether the webmaster likes it or not. So let's quickly skip to the presentation. So let's say we have SVP, our favorite party, and they have actually a very interesting idea about referendum about asylum seekers. So let's make a comment that we don't really think that this is good. So we have the information here. We can input comment. And we report that it's not particularly good in our opinion. Any other user who has our plugin can come to this website and see this comment. And what they see is, for example, in the NCBI website, and can you switch? No, NCBI website. There we go. So there are some previous comments where you can actually start discussing, start talking with people. You can ask help. You can actually receive help. It's very, very convenient in general. Everything here is being monitored live on our system. So as you see, the recent comment of not good is being streamed through Azure Webs, and it's very convenient as well. We are also working on including ability to add Dropbox files on any website. So basically, you can upload a file, and anybody who is visiting this website can see your attachment and can just basically help you. And finally, we just wanted to leave a comment for somebody we miss here during this event. So we went to Volkswagen again website and asked them, well, it's cool Volkswagen Golf, but why you are not here in HackZurich? So this is basically bringing the free speech to everybody, everywhere, and it doesn't matter whether the webmaster of the website likes it or not. We have the right to say what we want everywhere.
The next one is Dodge. I don't know how to pronounce.
Presentation is Extern 2, Extern 1 is your phone. Let's go.
Hey everyone, we're Team Dodge, and how should I click with this? How to switch? It's not working, the keyboard. Okay. Yeah. So we've been thinking about making an iOS app for the Zaplando, and while thinking about making the iOS app, we decided to leverage the hardware and not to make another copy of the site. We've been thinking a lot about users who are buying clothes, and after deep thoughts, we figured out that usually people already have some clothes, and we should consider that when provide them with some new one. So the idea is to point the camera to your old clothes, and the app will provide you recommendation based on your the clothes that you already got. So yeah, I think we should go to the demo.
Hey, so basically all you have to do is just...
1 second.
Yeah, still waiting. It's one, yeah, so that's our app. So all you have to do is just take a picture of your clothes. Okay, get closer like this, yeah. Then you get a list of all the colors that you can see here. You pick the ones that you want to find the match for, and you got all the items recommended. Right? So that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next team is iChow.
how can I maximize it? Just maximize. Huh? Okay. Hello everyone. We participated in the EY challenge and EY and IBM challenge, where the task was to understand data, visualize data, and analyze data. So the first part was really challenging because the big data was really big, like immensely big. So somehow we made it through partially, and I will present you the second and third part, means visualization and analysis. So the data that we have was a number of time series for a lot of different companies. And here on the first plot, you can see the realization of one of these time series. And on the right side, it's basically log diff of this time series, which tells us something about volatility. So we can not only observe the time series itself, but also the fluctuations in time. We have also an option of picking up a company that we're especially interested in. Then on the left side, the green lines appear when we find among the list of documents some documents which are related to this particular company. And also we have made an observation that they get really dense right before the price drops. The solid blue line identifies the timeline of acquisition. This company can be both an acquirer or acquiree, but it's then a participant of an MA deal. So what we have done for modeling was fitting the data from the second plot to the Garch model, a simple Garch 1.1 model, and the results of this fit we can find here, all the coefficients with quantiles and selection criteria. And having those coefficients, we may predict. There's one more part.
The next team is called probably First Ladies Team on HackZurich.
It's ready.
Okay, hello everyone. So we are the first ladies in this hackathon as a team, and we are here to present our application that is Weather on Road. So basically the idea of our application is to solve a need or a necessity, especially in the moment that when we have to travel or to plan our trip, we have to consider many situations. We have to consider the tickets or the transportation and the weather. And so what we propose is like an Android application that is able to integrate the route that you have to follow and also the weather at the same time. And you can see the changes in the weather along your route. So this is how it works, the application. We have a basic interface, and it has the options to complete the route that you want to follow. And you can also choose the date and the time that you plan to start your trip. And after that, it will appear in a Google map. For now, we can just choose two ways. In this case, we are choosing by bike. And this is how it looks. So you have your the start and the stop points. And along the route, you can see the changes in the weather. if it's gonna be really cold or sunny or something. And okay, this is all. Thank you.
The next team is called Joker app.
Audio heter muren. Hoe doen we dat? Sorry?
You're giving out the signal to an external monitor?
Well, actually, it's just, you don't need to do anything. We'll just play the video.
Yeah, is this computer giving out a signal? Wait, where is it? Like split screen. Go for it.
Oh ja, het heeft Hey guys, welcome to our Joker app, a project I will present together with Patrick. Joker, as the name says, it's all about jokes. The app is very simple. What you can do is you tell and record a joke. We add some sound effects, and then your sitcom-like joke is ready to share with your friends and the world. We have two options. The first option is to send jokes privately to friends through audio documents via WhatsApp. Or the second and even cooler option, is to upload your joke to Joker Radio. So, let's see. Okay, what you do is you just press play, you wait for the intro. Okay, no sound, hè?
Audio does it work. Is there sound?
Sorry guys. Or can we just hold the microphone there and just play? Does it play without cable?
Wait, can we just play it now for a second?
Now it's working.
So why don't you C#? Dude, I'm a Java developer.
Well, you take it, you upload it, and what we think is really cool the radio, what we plan to do is to build a global comedy player where everyone is able to record, tag, submit, and rate jokes. And what we like on our consumer side is to just relax, close your eyes, and listen to one joke after the other. And well, now a short live demo.
Just press here. All right, I'll press it. An SQL query enters a bar, walks up to 2 tables, and asks, "Can I join you?"
So, and now it should be here.
I'll press it. An SQL query enters a bar, walks up to 2 tables, and asks, "Can I join you?"
Next one is splitbox.me.
Hello, we are Splitbox. We are an open source cloud service that allows you to share securely files with your friends. The only thing you need is your browser. You can exchange the files by using your already existing cloud platforms like Google Drive or Dropbox.
Okay, so first you select the cloud of your choice. So basically you have Dropbox, you have Google Drive, so what do you have? And then you select the file you want to upload. So your, I don't know, your secret pictures you want to send to your friend, and you don't want them to be on Dropbox or anywhere where, for example, the NSA could say, yeah, like Dropbox, give me all the information about this person, and then Dropbox needs to deliver it. So you select your file, and then we create a one-time pad. So this means we can encrypt it in a way that is unbreakable to be decrypted. Then those 2 parts get uploaded to different cloud providers. So the cipher gets uploaded to Dropbox and the key gets uploaded to Google Drive. And we create a link to download those files. So this link is basically the key to download. Without this link, you're not able to get any information because on all cloud providers are just parts that are unreadable and undecryptable. And when you have a link, you need to send it to a friend. So that's the problem that the mail, for example, could be sniffed. So we implemented 2-factor authentication so that you can encrypt the link and then send the password via SMS, and then you can send the link via email, for example. Then your friend gets the link, and he also doesn't need to install a cipher suite or anything that's now the problems of proper encryption. So you just need to open the web browser, open the link, and we will ask you for the key, if there's a key, and then you input it, and we download the files from each cloud provider, we decrypt it, and we create your file and download it to your PC. So we are online. Go to our website, splitbox.me, and test it out.
The next one is Amanda.
Presentation for that. Okay. Okay, erzähl doch mal. Aber noch nicht schnell. Okay. Nee, einfach da umstellen, auf den Screen.
Also dann soll in der Mitte sein und die zwei und der links und der rechts. Das ist auch so.
Ja, wenn ja, dann das kann man schnell auf jeden Screen gleich haben.
Ach schon? Nein. Okay.
Okay, wie kann ich es?
S1 ist der hier. Okay. S2 ist der.
Okay.
Hi together, we are Mander. It's a mix between Amok and Tinder. And we have added some Skynet logic to take away you from searching with properties, so searching in general. We start with the demo because of time issues or technical issues.
Oh. So we have here our Android app. It's just a pretty basic UI. You can select the brand, the minimum PS, horsepower, and the price. And then it fetches from the server 10 cars where you can select them. It's like Tinder, you can move and you can swipe them away because if you don't like them, so you can say dislike. And we train our system with that. In this case, right now, we are interested in cheap cars, and maybe the one with diesel as fuel are actually cheap right now. So we train our system to use to show us the diesel cars. So yeah, we go back then afterwards, and then you can see that at the end of the demo, just diesel cars appears.
So we let this run, and you will see if each iteration the system will be a current, and in the end you will only receive diesel cars. Yeah, so we switch now because we thought we can run the app and the slides together. Okay, yeah, this is the problem. You have really to search, and it's annoying, and it sucks because yeah, you have to configure a lot of properties. So. We have decided for machine learning because it's easy to use. You don't have to decide what you're searching for. System is getting it with each decision. It's
meiner wieder dran. Wir müssen mal. Yeah, so the next team is Stitch.
Hey y'all, we're Team Stitch. If you guys recall from Friday, there were a bunch of presenters in a row, and in between each one, the organizers had to close each presentation, find the one in the Explorer, and open the next one. This takes a lot of time. It doesn't look very professional, and it can cause some big problems. And even today, we're experiencing the same issues over and over again. So our platform is a way to solve this problem.
So obviously our motivation is to provide the audience with a seamless experience during the event to keep a certain flow for the presentations, but our main focus in the implementation was also to make it as easy as possible for the event organizer to manage the different presentations and merge them together.
So here's our platform. As an event organizer, you come to Stitch homepage, you log in through the Dropbox portal.
and just authorize Dropbox to use your credentials. You get a nice greeting. Hello, Marco. Makes you feel welcome. You can create events, and then you get generated a unique link to those events, which you can share with speakers at the event. And those speakers can then come to our platform, submit a file up without having to give their Dropbox credentials, just submitting a file through our server. And that file will then be ported to the event organizer's Dropbox. And the event organizer, once all the files are in, can use our portal to rearrange the files in an order that fits the event, and can then stitch those together, which is where our name comes from, and create a single PDF file, which can just be streamed during the event as one PDF, which we will demonstrate here. And the organizers have great things to say about Stitch. And the time that we saved in finishing this presentation was due to using Stitch to create it. Thank you.
Next team is Nerdish by Nature.
We had the presentation on your lab. Is it on? Yeah.
Max?
Okay, lass uns mal. Obwohl, wir connecten in ihrer Rede, oder?
Hi. So we are Alex, Nico, and Sven, and Willie, and we are nerdish by nature. So many people are at risk of having heart attacks, seizures, or allergic reactions where their life depends on the fast arrival of an ambulance. Now, even though they know about this, there's nothing they can do to make help come faster when it is needed. On the other hand, there are always many people around you who are not trained medicals but have some form of medical training that might be enough to make a life or death difference in such a situation. Now, the problem here is to open up a communication channel between those two groups that goes beyond crying for help. And to do that, we need to know where the emergency is and who is close enough. The problem is that people who consider to assist won't install location tracking apps, because location tracking drains battery and drains your privacy. We built a better way to solve this, and we call it HelperNet. It works without any tracking at all. It is peer-to-peer only and works even without internet.
So yeah, I have diabetes, and sometimes I need my insulin shot, and it can really go wrong, and I'm quite afraid of that. And if I go out with friends, it's no problem. They can help me. They know about this disease, and but if I'm alone, I have to call the emergency. So I want to call friends around and other people that can help me in that situation. So I trigger this message right now. And yeah, not calling this right now, but actually I'm trying to find friends that are around, and I can find them by clicking on the notification.
And so what you have just seen, the small message popping up there, is another one, like a voluntary helper, and he received these messages and just reacts to them, clicks exactly on the pop-up, and is routed directly to the spot where the emergency happened in case you don't have eye contact yet, so you just can cross the corner, and yeah, hopefully you can save lives in these small situations.
The next team is SBB Butler.
We are SBB Butler, and we provide a number you can call if you don't own a smartphone or cannot use textual interfaces. And you can call that number and it will provide you with any information you need to travel with public transport in Switzerland. And this is especially useful for people who cannot see very well or are older and cannot use a smartphone, and they still want to be autonomous and move around. And we built such a thing with Cisco Tropo, and perhaps we can start the demo. And you just call the number, answer a few questions, and because it's Switzerland, it's multilingual, and he will answer it in German.
Willkommen. Speed ausdrücken. Für Deutsch drücken Sie die.
Pour français touche 2. Oui.
Wohin wollen Sie reisen? Ihr Ziel ist Arbon. Von wo starten Sie? Der Zug fährt von Bern auf Gleis 4 um 1:02 Uhr ab.
It seems we have some network issues, but trust me, it sounds really good. And the cool thing is, we actually call people back when they should move their train. So if you cannot see very well, and we call you back and tell you you need to change the platform now. And this can be quite valuable. Perhaps you can show how such a message sounds.
Ankunft in Arbon auf Gleis um 5 Uhr. Wechseln Sie auf. Der Zug fährt um 1:30 Uhr nach Romanshorn.
So we see the Sky protocol in action, and thanks you guys.
The next team is Cookboy3000.
So hey guys, I'm going to present to you the Cookboy3000, the kitchen of the future today.
So we have new technology, but we have still the old problems while cooking.
If you want to make a great meal, you have to get your hands messy, you really have to get into the ingredients and get dirty.
So you have to soil your beloved device.
So we got a solution for you. The demo is online because we don't trust technology. So what we're doing, we solve it with gestures. You don't have to touch your devices. You can just use your hands to scroll around and have timers automatically start and do all the work for you.
So what's next?
We dream of integrated scales in kitchens where you can like put a bowl on the counter, put in the flour, and the recipe is going to check it off for you. Put in the sugar, the recipe is going to check it off. Go to the next step.
We also want to integrate smart thermometers that you can have your steak at point and well done.
We want to build sensors into all of the kitchen. We want thermometers to be smart, to recognize what you're cooking, where you're cooking it, and tell you when it's done, actually.
Also, a goal is to have it on all devices that you can use your smartphone, your tablet, and your smart TV.
Next team is Rock My Light. Microphone?
Microphone? Yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, so we are Rock My Light. Wait. Yeah, okay. Sorry. False start. Okay, that's much nicer, of course, yeah. So we are Rock My Light, and we try to have some fun and hack something interesting. What we actually it's not very convenient with a microphone. So basically what we came up with is how to replace this, I hope fire safety allows, with this. Okay, so bear with me. Imagine you're on a concert and you really like an artist and you really want to cheer the artist, okay? So, and you don't smoke. So what do? You reach your pocket, and probably all of you have in your pocket something like this. So you, yeah, kind of like this. And yeah, imagine that the artist wants to communicate back, and he has a way to convey sound into light. So I think that we could do some demo of our prototype, which we thought like a DJ could have as a room. You all know this DJ. Can we reduce the light a bit, if it's possible? Come on, guys, cheer up. It was a really long hackathon. Gangnam Style. Come on, Zurich. All right, the message, the bigger picture, of course. What we would dream to experience, probably in 1 year. The market is something like 6 billion. Is to go viral and to end up in a huge stadium where something like several million people, okay, that's not that huge stadium, okay, a bit less, several 100,000 people, hold a single pixel device in their hand, and a movie screen is projected, and whether there would be a floating flag to support the national team, or a picture of a player or something, but we want to have it done through our device. Thank you for your time.
Last pitch for today. Homecraft.
Remember the last time you were looking for a flat? You go on all these pages, web pages, get arbitrary long lists with a lot of data. Very boring, yeah. That's what we solved. That's why we introduced Homecraft today. It's a mixture of HomeGate, they provide the API, with Minecraft. So what you see on my back here on the screen, it's not like just some houses. They are built, generated from the HomeGate API data in real time. So basically, we just check out like number of floors and room and size and generate this map. So they're like projected into Minecraft and built. So in every house, you see a box in the center. This box contains a book. Now let's have a look at the book. Neuwertige Eigentumswohnung, Adliswil. Oh, it's a little bit too expensive, I think. Yeah, I think we don't like this house. Like, let's just, let's remove it, I would say. Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, much better. Yeah. That's what it did last 48 hours. Like blowing up stuff, you can't play Minecraft without dynamite. It's a must. So the map is automatically generated based on the data. The roads are done randomly. And if these houses are close together on the map, they are actually close together in real as well. So we use the longitude and latitude from the API to like redesign the map. Yeah. Thank you very much. If you want a hand-on afterwards, you can, if you want to.
Thanks a lot. These were the 25 finalists. I think we should all give them a great round of applause. That was amazing. They built it in 40 hours. So the jury is going to leave now, and I'm very relieved I don't have to make the decision today. It's going to be tough. And now we'll come to our two keynote closing speakers. And the first one is actually related to, you guys, you all built a prototype, but now, as some of you already mentioned, you need to turn it into a business. You need to grow it, you need to scale it. And the speaker who's coming up next actually scaled a couple of businesses, very successful. He was part of 4 IPOs, and he was part also of multiple trade sales. And he recently founded a company called Dakadu, which brings health tracking and gamification together. I saw him the first time at ETH last November, and it was a very inspiring talk, and I thought it would be great to share it also with you guys. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Peter Onemus. Put your slides on.
So good afternoon, everybody, and I know you must all be super tired, but as the first comment, the ones who didn't sleep, I would like to hire those, because that's how it is in a startup. So whoever didn't sleep, they should definitely write to Dakadu. That was just my sense of humor. So I was asked to shake the room, and I'm not typical Swiss. I'm half Swiss, half Danish. I started programming and working with computers when I was 13, 14 years old, and all my life I've been dealing with computers, but always try to re-innovate and come up with new ideas. So today I will not do advertising for my company. I will talk about how is it to be an entrepreneur, how is it to make a change, and all of you in here are entrepreneurs because all of you have over the last 48 hours been working your butt off on something that you believe. The problem is you don't build a company over 48 hours. It is really long distance running. And I'm a bit sad about Silicon Valley sending all these young dreams to young people, telling them, after 6 months you're going to be richer than Bill Gates and, fly your own private jet, because it doesn't work that way. But basically, very, very short, I started originally with IBM mainframes, and these mainframes were, of course, insane expensive, very big, needed a lot of water, etc. Then I moved into satellite communication, relational databases, and my previous company, we were looking at sustainability information of the world's largest companies. And we sold that to Thomson Reuters, which is a big information provider in New York. So in 2010, I was for the 4th time in my life unemployed. And I was like, okay, what can I disrupt next? And I thought, nobody understands health, and including myself, and not today. And it's actually the most expensive part about our life. So in Switzerland, we spend between 12 to 15% on health. In America, we spend about 18% of every single dollar produced. So where's the world going? The world is going mobile. And I was very happy, as you saw, I don't know if you saw, but I was looking at all the different demonstrations. And I think all of you in the room are in such a unique position. Number one, you understand computers. That's a life insurance. Number two, you are having fun. I mean, I saw many people laughing while they were doing their demos. Most people would be very scared if you're in front of 500 people on a stage. So when I grew up, and I'm 50 years old, the mainframe was the big thing. And then the PC became the big thing. And then, you know, the mobile phone became the big thing. But what's coming now, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest thing I've ever seen. And that is simply Internet of Things, and that devices become smart. So when we look at this is from Kleiner Perkins. It's a famous venture capital company in Silicon Valley. So they interviewed, I can't remember the number, it doesn't matter, around 1,000 people on their behavior with mobile. And the scary part is that 80% of all people, the first thing they do when they wake up in the morning is they look on their smartphone. And the last thing they do in the evening, when they sit on the toilet or whatever and brush their teeth, is to check the mobile. So it has become part of our life. It has become part of your family. I am super happily married. I have 5 daughters, so I was very excited to see the female team up here. But what I'm getting at is mobile has become so personal to us and such a deep part of our life. When we look at Internet of Things, we will see around 6.5 billion devices this year to 50 billion devices over the next 5 years. I know people say, well, prove it, and it's Cisco and Economist, and they love big numbers. This is humongous. I was just at the car show in Germany. Ford is now showing a car where they show your heartbeat from the steering wheel, your body weight when you sit in the seat, etc. So you can imagine what kind of sensors we're going to see everywhere. And they're going to be non-intrusive in your life, but they will participate in your life. I thought this one is pretty freaky, and it's extra overdone. It's the body Wi, so meaning the body wireless network. And as you know, Samsung and all these different guys are now working at devices you wear on the body. They have no more battery. And I work closely with Samsung and Apple, and they've shown me some pretty freaky stuff, and of course also from Google. So in the future, you all know the contact lens from Google, but in the future, you will actually have just a little piece of plaster on your body. Looks like a tattoo. It could say Nike. It could have the name of your mother, whatever you prefer to carry around, and that will give all biological data around your life. Now, the Apple Watch, and there has been so much written about it. I personally use both the Apple Watch and the Samsung Watch. I still think it's a bit disappointing, and I'm honest, and they are both business partners of ours. But I do believe, just like the iPhone, when I got the first iPhone, it was not even out in Switzerland. People will, whole evening talk about the iPhone around a dinner party. And when I came with my first Apple Watch, that didn't happen. So that shows me it will happen, but we're not there yet. And that is simply because it doesn't have the high enough relevance into your life. And smart people like you guys and girls will figure out how to make this more fun, how to make it more, part of our life without it being cumbersome. I'm sorry about the quality of the foil. I'll just explain what it is. It's the increase of the traffic, of mobile traffic worldwide. And if you look at it, lifestyle and shopping is #1 driver on mobile devices. It grew with 174% last year. If you look at utilities, of course, all these devices now, like the Nest device that Google bought, so everything for water, electricity at your household, messaging, social. I mean, if you think about what WhatsApp has done, I was used to be on the board of a telco here in Switzerland, and at that time, we will earn around 80 to 90% on SMS. And overnight, something came up called WhatsApp and completely destroyed the whole SMS business. SMS worldwide was the cash cow of all mobile phone operators. And the mobile phone operators are now out there in panic, trying to figure out, how am I going to get my next cash cow? Is it going to be video? Is it going to be gamification? Is it going to be personal security and some of the ideas that we saw here today? So I myself, I believe software is the big next thing in town. And I'm not the only one. If you think about it, Google is the world's largest marketing company, okay? If you think about it, Amazon is the world's largest supermarket. They actually, 4 weeks ago, overtook the market cap value of Walmart in America, by the way, who has 2.4 million employees. So basically, what we are seeing is software is eating the world. I founded a company many years ago called Fantastic, which did broadband over satellite. It went up, it went down, and I got beaten up in this lovely country, and I tried again. And one of my messages, and I was told to give, messages from life, how it is to develop software, run into the wall, get slammed, never give up, always try harder, and follow your dream. And don't give a shit about other people saying, you failed, and so on. You gotta have that pride. You gotta go that extra mile. These guys here, I don't know if you remember, in the beginning, people were laughing of Amazon. They said he's never gonna make it. He made it. Uber is being sued in 1,400 different court cases around the world. And there are many people who says he's never gonna make it. I'm not judging. I do not know if he will make it. All I'm getting at is the next big industry, which will be turned upside down, is capital markets and the whole insurance industry. And that's what I'm fiddling around with right now. So basically, the insurance industry was a product from Second World War. People came home from the war. There was too little employees. So the companies offered, we will pay you Krankenkasse, health insurance. And just think about the word Krankenkasse. It means sick cash. So it just shows you how sick we were at that time, and we have to change that. So basically, the industry has moved forward. This is from the queen of the internet, Mary Meeker. She's a very famous lady. And when you look at it, she says the consumer has gone completely digital. The business, 75% digital. But look at the insurance industry and look at the governments. So basically, they are running at least 5 to 7 years behind. And the smartest people I know in Switzerland, in Europe, and in Silicon Valley, and I've been doing this now for 30 years, since I was 20, and I'm 50 now, they are all jumping into mobile, fintech, insurance, and making it digital. So you all know Facebook. The reason why Facebook became famous was not because it came from Harvard, because there are 7,000 startups at Harvard. The reason why Facebook became famous was something for something. I would post a picture and somebody else would post a picture. I have had hundreds and thousands of programmers in my life, and many of them are maybe a little bit antisocial as individuals, or some of them, but we are all group animals. So people participated in somebody else's life. If I see a picture of you, you see a picture of me. That, at Dakadu, we call the something for something economy. If you think about LinkedIn, it's exactly the same concept. I share my working profile, and somebody else shares their working profile, and down in the bottom, you get a nice little round circle that says, you know 700 people, so suddenly you feel you're important. So it's something for something. 10 years ago, nobody in the world would have shared their CV with anyone. I personally believe that the whole insurance business, both life and health insurance, by the way, which is the biggest industry in the world, last year we spent $7.2 trillion on healthcare worldwide. It will become something for something. So basically, you have some kind of health score, which I will come back to in a second, that you can share. All your medical data is encrypted, and then when you share that, the insurance products, they become based on your lifestyle. I think your generation has completely changed. Again, I have 5 children from the age of 14 up to 22, and you have a totally different way of getting engaged than we had. And I am not trying to say it's better or it's worse. I think you guys are 10 times cooler than us because you're on the fly, you're always on. But it needs to be relevant. It needs to be context in your life. It needs to be easy, and it needs to have a high fun factor. And many programmers are super smart in creating things, but afterwards they're like, why are nobody using my system? So basically, one of the big challenges we are having, which is probably the biggest challenge worldwide, is obesity. I mean, if you look at these numbers behind me, they are very scary. I went to present in Bern, in this country, to the government a few months back, and they told me, we cannot touch this topic because 50% of our potential voters are overweight. So all of you are young in the room. Obesity leads to heart attacks, the hips goes down, you get diabetes 2, etc. So basically my generation, and I'm not a skinny guy, so I can talk about it, we are spending all the money that you guys were supposed to get in the future. So you need to rise up and ask for transparency, not only in politics, but also transparency in healthcare. Why wouldn't you rate a doctor? Why wouldn't you rate a hospital? Why wouldn't you rate your experience with medicine? So I think there's a huge market for you guys. Healthcare will double over the next 10 to 15 years, meaning that you have at least 10% or less or lesser amount of money available to your life than we had. And you know why? Because nobody cares about inactivity and obesity. So basically, we are a few guys. This here is the money coming into digital healthcare. It has tripled over the last 2 years. So venture capital is a very good way of showing you smart engineers what is coming next. Venture capital, people like myself, we move too early, hopefully at the right time, but we need to be ahead of the market, and then the market picks up. So basically, what am I working on right now, just to give you an idea? I'm building a global platform. We are available in 40 different countries. We speak 9 different languages. We founded the company 5 years ago. We integrate any biosensor. We integrate any hospital information system. We normalize that data, and then we score that data. So you can compare a man against a woman. You can compare a child against his grandfather, etc. So basically, we create a standard outcome so that anyone can understand their health. And then we combine that with social media, gamification, self-determination theories, light artificial intelligence, and all the other fancy words that everybody likes. So basically, nobody understands health. I got the idea because after I sold my company, I had to go to the doctor to get a life insurance. I came home from the doctor for the life insurance test, and my wife said, "So what did the doctor say?" And I said, "No, he said I was fine." And then my wife, you know, she doesn't give up. "Yeah, but what did he say?" "That I'm good." And that's the whole problem with health. So what we did was we created an index, which is a number from 1 to 1,000, that integrates everything around your life, meaning your weight, your movement, your mental well-being, everything. And the whole idea is that it runs 24/7. So we talk about digital balance in life. So we basically help people. We integrate it on the Apple Watch, Samsung Gear. We are completely hardware independent. We are a pure software company. We integrate very fancy sensors, and I actually, just because I know some of you like hardware, so I will show you from my goodies bag. So some of these sensors are actually pretty freaky, but they're going to become part of everyday life. So, one second. Take this one. So we can start with my favorite. This here is a pill cam, has camera in both ends. You dip it in olive oil, you swallow it, it travels through the body, and it sends 6 pictures on your iPhone. If you do a normal Callan test, you know when you put this thing up in the butt and it hurts, that's about $1,000. This pill camera is about $99. And for the ones who have humor, you don't have to reuse it, so that's the good news. This is a double blood tester you put into your iPhone, so it reads your cholesterol on the smartphone. So instead of that you go to the doctor, you can read your cholesterol and diabetes numbers automatically on the smartphone. So this costs $29. It's from a Slovenian startup. This one is one of my favorites. I gave a speech lately for all the health ministers in the EU. This is a spin-off from Stanford. So it has 2-channel EKG. It has galvanic skin sensors, so it measures the acidity of my skin. I wear it below my breast, and I was wearing it while I gave a speech in front of you guys. It was 690 people, and I wrote a Java applet that it was running in real time, quote up, so they saw my heartbeat, my body temperature, my stress factor, etc. This is of course a bit extreme, but it was to show them. So you have this chip. This chip is about $50. This is $5. You put the chip inside, you can swim with it, everything. Why am I explaining this to you? Because you're all smart programmers, and we need programmers to come up with cool things. So healthcare is global. Healthcare becomes mobile. It needs to become passive in your life. Nobody likes to enter, I had pizza today and 2 glasses of red wine. You want it to come in automatically. So what we have built is a complete lifestyle navigation system. This is coming out on the 15th of October. It's over 2 years of research with some of the world's leading insurance companies, including Swiss Re, Samsung, etc. So basically, I know the light is not so good, but basically you see your health score in real time, you see a lifestyle navigation system, you can compare your health score with other people. This is a huge market, and what I really want for Switzerland and for Europe is that we start thinking more dynamically and that we start thinking about bigger markets. So the global health scoring market is an over 600 million participants market over the next 5 years. Another topic which is very close to my heart, and there's an article in Bilance this week where I gave an interview, is data security. The only way mobile will survive is if you don't sell any data, you don't do advertising on your data. I think we're going to see 190% change that your data is your data. And if you want to participate, you will do an opt-in where you accept that other people can have access to some of your data. We encrypt all our data. We run it in a highly secure data center. We don't do any advertising, and all of our clients are paying for using of Dakadu. This one is the most depressive foil I show you today. And for the ones of you who have ambitions, this is the comparison between Europe and America. And look at it just 1 second. You will see that United States right now has a market capitalization of close to $2.2 trillion of technology companies. And then you will look over on your right, and you will see Europe has a market capitalization of $147 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to change this. And I cannot change it alone. I'm working bloody hard on it. I have, all different kind of startups. But you have to become more ambitious. If you want to have a life in Europe, and you want to have a great life in Europe, you got to get more aggressive and, get out there and create really cool things. Now, I was also asked to talk about what makes a company successful. I have been successful, I have been very unsuccessful, I've been successful. Success never lasts. The day you say, you know what, today I sleep a bit longer, you're already on the way down, okay? You would never see a boxer who's standing in the ring and he's like, oh, there's a nice girl over there today. And then, so you have to be online. So basically, define your markets and your products. I teach up at ETH Innovation in St. Gallen, in India at Bakuni. You gotta be really disruptive. Think about something that you think is completely fucked up and change it. And don't do things because my father told me not to do that. That's when you should really do it. And I'm a father of 5 kids, as I mentioned before. So basically, very clear relevance on your market value. Do your homework and reduce your risk. And one thing that's very important is don't spend stupid money. So many of the young kids that come out now, they have the feeling, they read all these stories in America, Uber raising 5 billion, Zendesk raising 2.5 billion. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, and I have to beg for every single dollar in my life. And that is not going to change. So as my conclusion is, all of you in here are in a beautiful position. You're going to have an incredible life. You're going to have the life where everything's become digital, number one. Number two, where Europe is taking a very important lead in this, and that has to do with the whole 2020, which is being pushed by the EU, which is a 65 billion euro project. And last but not least, that if you're here and you spend your weekend working on a hackathon, that shows me you are willing personally to go that extra mile. So if any of you are, ready to change the world and shake the world, think about what I told you today. And the best of you, if you ever looking for a job, go to Dakadu. We always hire the best and the smartest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. I think we have time for 3 short questions. So who's going to be the first? Over there in the front.
Do you think that the food market will be the next market to evolve? Or it can be another market that can evolve?
So my brother, he's also entrepreneur, and he's invested in the food market. As you can tell, I think a lot about sustainability. That was why I did the rating of sustainability. I think if I remember correctly, we have about 35 to 40% loss in the food distribution worldwide. It's a highly inefficient business, and food is all about data points. So we're talking about the temperature, we're talking about distance, we're talking about distribution cost, etc. So all these KPIs, key performance indicators, are very easy to understand. And the problem is that the retail industry so far has not been very data-driven. They have known their price, and they have had a lady sitting at the cashier, or a man. But yes, I do believe it will become... don't forget, we will need one more time, we will become over 9.5 billion people. We will need to most likely double the food one more time, and we need to get a lot more efficient. So I think it's a big business, and I think ETH here in Switzerland is absolutely at the forefront. I have one of the professors on our board, but I think it's very early days. And we also have the issue with GMO in Europe against America. I personally do not like GMO. I think it's highly efficient, but it scares the hell out of me because we don't know what's going to happen if I eat GMO and what do I look like, 40 years later. So it's a huge opportunity, but it also has risk-related issues. Yes, please.
So I also believe that the monthly insurance payment should be a function of your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Right? But what do insurances think of it, and how did you try? Can you talk about this? How they react to your proposals? Because they're big companies and they will not change their business processes that quickly.
I'm really glad you asked that question. So last week, Gen Re is the reinsurance company of Warren Buffett. So he creates the product. They had their annual meeting, and I had the opportunity to be the keynote speaker on digital insurance. And it's scary, I agree with you, because they're so big. And I asked the chief information officer of a very large Swiss insurance company who participated, and I asked him, what is your killer app today? And I'm not making fun, he said COBOL. And he said, you know why? Because we've been running it for 40 or 50 years. And I went home so depressive because I was like, what the hell, this guy got it completely wrong. So I think we will see a big change, and the reason why we will see the big change is all of you out there grew up completely different than I did. And your mobile, your digital, and your willingness to share certain data is given, or else you wouldn't be on LinkedIn and so on. So we will see insurance companies moving very fast, because I don't know if you follow this, but Google just invested into Oscar in New York, which is a completely digital Krankenkasse. You have Knips in Switzerland. I cannot tell you yet, but we have a big one coming up in Germany. So basically, the whole Krankenkasse system is completely sick. And the reason why it's sick, and listen to this year in Switzerland, the Krankenkasse premium would go up between 5 to 8%. The average salary increase in the country would be about 1.2%. So Mrs. Miller and Mr. Smith in this country are going to get poorer next year. The year after, the same's going to happen. The year after, the same going to happen. Until you guys say, we're not willing to do this. So the car insurance business works completely different. My oldest daughter, she got her first little car, she made the money herself, she got the insurance bill, she had a heart attack, so I told her, why don't you get one of those little black boxes you put in the car? She put that in the car and she says, I don't care if they know I drive in the night and that I don't accelerate in town. So the car insurance already has the tracker built in. Now she's saving 30% on her car insurance. And originally, insurance was built on the solidarity principle, which is fantastic. But the solidarity principle is long dead because Mr. Smith, he drinks 12 beer every day, he only lives on big burgers, and then he smokes his 30 cigarettes in front of the TV. Mrs. Miller, she's eating salad, she's going walking with the dog, and she does yoga twice a week. They pay exactly the same premium on the Swiss franc. If you call that solidarity principle, I don't. And the politicians, they don't dare touching it because they're scared of losing losers, but losing voters. Sorry. It was actually correct, losing losers. Yes, sorry. But you guys and girls have, the financial system, it needs to change, okay? The insurance system needs to change, and it will. And it will become a lot more transparent. Why am I not allowed to say what I think about my doctor? Have you ever thought about that? So if you today in Switzerland go in and say, I would like to get all my medical files, you're not going to get it. The doctor's going to tell you, I wrote, my own handwritten notes on it, and you cannot, So you are actually not allowed to know about your own life. That's pretty sick. And that's why it's called Krankenkasse. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. Any other questions?
I think we are running quite late.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or you can 3 sentences?
Yeah, I do it really short.
Okay.
Yeah. Young man?
I think it's unfair to compare US to Switzerland or Europe. The Americans are a nation of crazy immigrants who went to the unknown, so they have the entrepreneurship in their DNA. While here, entrepreneurship ecosystem is relatively close. How the cultural transformation can be done?
Yeah, that has to do with our parents, because...
Repeat the question.
Oh, you didn't hear it? Okay. So the young gentleman over here, very good question. And sorry, I just need to, I know you're getting nervous. I promise to leave afterwards. Okay. So basically, he asked, or he said, it's not fair to compare America with Europe on the technology side, because all the people that went to America, they were high risk takers, they were immigrants from all different countries, they were being shot, eaten by snakes out in the desert, and so on. All that is correct. But I would say one thing, and that is, just look at this country. The number one GDP of this country are insurances, right? The biggest industry. It's healthcare, and it's watches. So all of those three are going to be slammed big time in the Internet of Things world. So this is not so much about am I an entrepreneur or not an entrepreneur. And my very, very final answer is our parents really fucked up, and sorry my simple English, because in the German culture, or anywhere in Europe, you're not allowed to fail. You are looking at a man right now who has gone up and down and gotten hidden in the press and got pushed up again and down again. That's part of being an entrepreneur. And you got to accept that. It will go wrong, and it will go deadly wrong, but next time you stand up, you're even stronger. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peter. Here, just take this. Here it is for you. And a drink.
Thank you.
I hope you stay around for some beers later.
Yeah.
Thanks. So now we are going to have our second closing speaker. He's been working at Facebook for many years, and actually people call him the brain of hackathons at Facebook. And hackathons are actually really important at Facebook. Most of the innovation, or like not most, but much of the innovation at Facebook comes through hackathons. And they hold a lot of internal hackathons, and I know Bob himself has been involved into several of those things and innovations, and he will tell you more about it in his speech, I think. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Bob Baldwin. Yeah.
All right, I'll just start talking, and I don't need any slides. So yeah, really happy to be here. I've been to dozens of hackathons around the world, and I'm really impressed by how hard you guys hacked over the past 2 nights. I was here up late both nights with everybody, and just seeing the diversity of projects and getting to judge them today was really an honor. So thank you guys for that. So in the middle of my slides. All right, so I'm going to talk about hackathons at Facebook. Just real brief, sugary talk, because I know we're running late. Just a little bit about the hacker culture at Facebook, a little bit about me, tell you about some projects that I've shipped out of hackathons, and then just give you a behind-the-scenes look at Facebook. A lot of these things are not covered anywhere online, so I'll give you some insider stories. First, hackathons are really important at Facebook. It allows us to prototype very new things without the pressure of like trying to trade off against other things that we could be working on. And it allows you to build a lot of these like missing features or things that you've always wanted to have in the interface. And it allows you to meet new people both inside and outside the company. Very similar reasons why we're here this week, so I'm just going to move on. So some really big parts of the site that started as hackathon projects. Facebook Chat originally made it a hackathon and now has a whole department that works on messages for mobile and all different interfaces. And videos started at a hackathon too, as well as the precursor to Timeline, which I'll talk about in a second. Hip Hop, which is the backend service that translate all of our PHP to C++. And originally when we launched this, it saved about 50% CPU on our API tiers and about 30% on web. And actually after that, they kept doing increases in performance, but a lot of those were masked just because of people like me working on product doing really inefficient code. So really glad they came, because otherwise we probably would have crashed about 2 years ago. So. Also React Native. Has anybody used React here? React? Okay, cool. React Native is a newer thing where it takes React JavaScript code, which is basically like when you set the data, it updates all your views for you. You don't have to worry about manually updating views. It takes that same concept and brings it to mobile and purely native views. It's really fast to iterate. For those of you that work on mobile, you know that compiling is a pain in the ass. So this allows you to just refresh like in the browser, but still have that nice feel of native performance. And that started at a hackathon, so it was really good. So this project called Memories was actually the precursor to Timeline, which is the version of Profile that we have today on web. Basically what it did was it just went through all of your old photos and status updates and links and tried to get the most important stories and kind of aggregate the views into something really interesting to look at. This never shipped because it was terrible in terms of performance. We really needed to think it through from the ground up and build whole new infrastructure to support it. But this did see the light of day once. This screenshot's actually from a reporter. One day we had a bug where basically in our code we have this is employee, like is Facebook employee check, which allows us to look at features that are still in development. That just started returning true all of a sudden in the middle of the day, and everything that we had in development was available to everyone in the world for a little bit. And then we decided to take down the site, fix the problem, and bring it back up. But in that moment, people saw memories, they understood the reasoning behind it, and we learned about how terrible it was for performance. So this started like a whole team to make the real thing. Something that just launched last week, profile videos. So now instead of a profile picture, you could have like a nice motion video for a few seconds. This is still rolling out, so you probably don't have it yet, but we at least announced it, started at a hackathon. And something a little bit more funny, this week at a hackathon in Tel Aviv, some of our engineers put Doom on an Apple TV and an Apple Watch. So this kind of goes to show that not all hackathon projects have to be really serious or necessarily productive, but just kind of is an execution of learning something new and prototyping, seeing how far you can get. That was really cool. So a little bit about me. Been an engineer there for the past 6 years. I lead the hackathons, at least for the past 3 years. And I mainly work on Facebook groups, so iOS, PHP, figuring out the product, and worked on a bunch of other stuff. But anyways, here are some of my projects that I worked on, so you know I'm legit. Events calendar was a really fun project. Basically, it's like, maps are the immersive way to view location. Calendars are the immersive way to view events. It gives a different dimensionality. Never really got prioritized because most users only have a few upcoming events, so this is only really useful for those that have a lot of activity. But I thought it was really important for those users. And a smaller one, basically there's this anxiety when you're creating an event that you forgot somebody. So made a little suggestion unit that recommended maybe guests that you should invite based on which your friends are going. Okay, this one was more fun. So we made a home for Pokes a while back. The Pokes dashboard, facebook.com/Pokes. That was a hackathon project. And then another hackathon project that we did on top of that was called Poke Suggestions. So it showed two types of people. One was your friends that were less active on Facebook, just to kind of get them to interact with Facebook a little bit more. The other were people who you viewed their profile often, but you didn't message. So you kind of creep on them. And this is one of my favorite features to work on because after any new feature that we launch, we scope out Twitter and kind of see what the initial reaction is. And there's this one guy on Twitter, he's like, "How did you know?" Yeah, pretty funny. This was the launch Poke, where we launched the new view. All right, anyways. Also worked on shared albums. Basically, you all take photos together on vacation or at an event, being able to put them all in one place rather than just having one person upload them. It's a pretty cool project. I got a photo of it later of the team. Weather on events and pages, pretty useful. I mean, in San Francisco, the weather's really nice, so it's hard to communicate the value there. But places like here, where I'm from, Florida, very tropical climate. When it rains, it really changes how you get someplace or what you wear. And having weather just inline, very contextual, I thought was pretty cool. So I also added, there's only 2 more, so don't worry. I also added emoji support for posts and comments. Basically before this, you can only add emoji in messages and if you're in Japan. And their integration was really bad anyway, so it's yeah, whatever. So it's me and 2 friends basically added it to posts, photos, comments, and a few other videos, a few other things, which meant that we're a large site, so mobile web, iOS, Android, but we got it all done in a night and it launched next week. That was really cool. And just going along the line of like emoji and comments, just wanting to have like more expression in comments. Photos and comments, I got a team together to allow you to just add a little photo in line when you're commenting on a post. And then last one, just to kind of show that like things build on each other, is stickers and comments. Started at Hackathon in New York. It started because somebody saw like, we just launched photos and comments, like why not stickers next? So it's a really good collaborative type tool. But anyways, I talked about a bunch of projects. The thing that I want to touch on here is for a list this like long, and there are tons of other projects that I could talk about from other engineers. For all these projects, the list of projects that did not make it to the light of day is so much longer. But you learn so much from each project. So even if you guys never put out what you built this weekend to users, you're at least one step closer to understanding what is the most challenging part about the different features that you built, and what are the things that worked and didn't work. You're 40 hours, so a whole work week, closer to knowing what the logical extent of what you built was. So definitely take that in mind even as you go forward and either build it out completely or move on to new projects. Okay, so the rest of these are just quick photos to show you behind the scenes at Facebook. So early on organizing, there weren't really central planners. Basically, it had been too long since we had our last hackathon. So somebody would just be like, hey, let's have a hackathon next week, and then the 100 engineers would get together and hack. Now it's much bigger. We have a couple thousand engineers, so we organize them a little bit more better, but it's still a bit haphazard. We're always trying new things, new formats, but we're at a point where me and the other headquarter planners plan about 5 a year, with one of them being 3 days and the rest of them being 24 hours basically. And it's been going really well. So well that we started bringing it to our other engineering offices. So New York, London, and Seattle were the first ones. They've developed their own culture, which I'll show some examples of in a little bit. Dublin and Tel Aviv started after that too. Tel Aviv, they go really hard too. They're like on your guys' level. They hack all night. So here are the organizers there. And after a hackathon happens, just sometimes they need extra guidance on how to get it wrapped up for a production-worthy experience, and who to talk to make sure everything's really buttoned up. So now we have a few product managers which help everybody get their things out their door. So at headquarters, once a year we do a 3-day hackathon. That's our special thing. The other locations, the other offices for Facebook, once a year they do a special hackathon where they go off-site, so they're not in their kind of smaller offices. Seattle hacked in the Space Needle. That was pretty cool. New York has hacked in the Natural History Museum in New York, as well as on an aircraft carrier, which had a space shuttle in it, which was pretty cool because like we had our own room up front in the aircraft carrier where we were like just hanging out coding all day, and then people are in there like normal visiting, and then at night everybody got kicked out, and we got to just kind of roam around and do whatever, and got to hang out by the space shuttle, take some photos. It was cool. London. They hacked twice in castles. Yeah, that's crazy. But turns out Wi-Fi in castles are not so good. So we stopped doing that. The most recent one was at a football stadium, so that's pretty cool. And then one of the most important things about an organizer is having a really good theme. So one of our more recent ones for I think it was Hack 42 at headquarters was Hack to the Future, and with each theme we print out these like custom shirts, and for the people that stay late they get the shirt, and yeah, it's a little reward. So first, kicking off the hack, we meet at the Crane. So right now we have a really nice campus that we remodeled from a different company. But before that, we're in a dingy, like Xerox research lab that they had left. And on the bottom floor, there's this crane. And it was just such a central thing, and it was such a cool thing that we just decided to keep it. And that's where we'd always meet for hackathons for years. But then when we moved to the new campus, we're like, where are we supposed to meet for our hackathon? And we asked around. They somehow got this thing out of the basement and moved it to the middle of campus. So it looks really out of place if you ever come visit Facebook. But it's important for hackathons, so it's pretty cool. So we meet there. As everybody gathers, we usually are a little bit late to kick off, so everybody can kind of talk about what they're working on and find a project if they haven't found one yet. And then we kick off. We tell them the theme, maybe give a little logistical announcement, and really just encourage everybody to go around to build something new, and who to reach out to in case they want to interrelate with one of the themes that we have, as far as sometimes we'll work a lot on Messenger, sometimes we'll work a lot on building standalone mobile apps separate from the Facebook app. Just who to talk to if you actually get involved with one of those projects, even though you're not really tied to any particular thing. Hackathons are about doing whatever you want. So, and then we have this weird tradition where we have one rule. If this was your first hackathon that you're coming to at the company, you have to hack. You have to stay all night. You have to build something really cool, and that gets you a really good start to the company, just to understand the importance of hackathons. So the traits of a good hack, basically something that you can build in a night. I know I talked to some of you, and maybe your plans were a little bit more ambitious than what you could accomplish in 40 hours. That's okay. Just trying to build something that works and communicates the idea that you're going for is the most important thing. We have this phrase, code wins arguments. Basically, you could debate whether or not a feature would be good for a long time, but until you actually build it and feel it, you don't know if it'll be good or not. And you learn so much more by prototyping even a basic version than you would just debating pros and cons of it for a long time. And the most successful hacks are things that you've always wanted to use yourself, because you're the one that feels most passionate about making it to everyone in the world. And one thing that I really loved about this hackathon was how involved everybody is in forming teams. A lot of the times when you hack on your own, you kind of don't get the full experience. You don't benefit from other people's knowledge. I was really happy to hear that it was mandatory 2 to 4 people on teams. So when the hackathon starts, you gather your team. This was the team that worked on shared albums. Or you can just kind of walk around in these large open areas and find a team. The rooms are really good because if you have a larger hack, this is the team that worked on events calendar. If you have a larger hack, you can kind of all focus together and whiteboard out stuff and really quickly communicate what's going on. But if you have a smaller hack, or you feel like you're going to need some help, you can go to the open seating area. And there it's it's very similar to the hackathon here, where you can ask around if you need some help, or you have a technical question. Or if you just have a cool demo in the middle of the night and you want to show somebody that's sitting near you. And yeah, it's really important just to get help from each other, because solo projects, nobody can build anything great on their own. I mean, you can, but it's rare. You need to benefit from the diversity of knowledge that's around you. So helping each other and hearing other people's opinions will make that much better of a feature. And sometimes what you build is not so great, and it's good to get quick feedback on course changes throughout the hackathon. So you can kind of see this guy's disgust with something that he was looking at. This is from Dublin's office. And finally, got a break in the middle of the night, get some late night food. This is the Dublin office having some hummus. In California, there's this one really terrible Chinese restaurant called Jing Jing's that we've been eating from for 8 years at this point. every hackathon. And we're so big now that they actually, it's a small restaurant, they have to shut down for the night just to cook for us. I sometimes wonder about like Stanford students like getting really confused about why Jing Jing's is like shut down for the night, but anyways. And then for our larger hackathons, we bring on some food trucks, which is pretty cool. A lot of good food trucks in California. London has a tradition of high tea at midnight. So they have a little like sandwiches and tea, which is cute. And then for the people that stay late, we give out commemorative t-shirts with a theme on it. And it's like a reward for staying until 1 or 2 a.m. The rest we give out at the prototype forum, first to the people that present, and then just to anybody else, like free for all. And we used to have the tradition of 6 a.m. breakfast. Here is the first time I tried to organize this, and I ordered way too many donuts. But yeah, it was good, like kind of end of the night, like just come together one last time before you all head home and sleep for several hours. And last part, after the hack is prototype forum, kind of like you experienced today. It's the time where to just shut down. It's fine if it's not perfect, it's got some bugs, has some rough edges. It's just done is better than perfect. You got to show what you built. And these events are huge. People from all around the company come just to see what new things people have come up with, things that all the product managers come just to kind of see what different features could they integrate into their product. Maybe people change teams and work on that full time. And we have judges. So we have one product manager, one engineering manager, and one design manager judge all the hackathons from all around the world in batches. So this happens 5 times a year. And we pick the top 10, and they give their demos, most compelling demos, most interesting ones, the ones that need a lot of discussion, and we bring the product leads from each of those products to a mini forum with Mark Zuckerberg and our CTO and Chief Product Officer Chris Cox, and all the product leads for the individual projects, and they just get to talk it out. It's not like a should we ship this or not? It's just like, what do you think about this feature? Get some feedback. Because really at the end of the day, when you build something, it's up to you. No matter if it's in the company or on your own here, it's up to you what happens next. If you stop here, then that's it. I mean, maybe you learned something either technology-wise or product-wise. Maybe you just had fun. Maybe you just ate a bunch of food and stayed up all night, all weekend. Or you could keep going forward with it and make sure it has the impact on the world that you wanted it to. And I'll finish off on a quote from Mark Zuckerberg. Going back to what I was saying about code wins arguments, basically you could discuss something for a long time, but the philosophy of hackers, the hacker way, is to just prototype something and see if it works. If it doesn't, that's fine, you learned it. If it does work, you should keep going forward with it. But the hacker way is to actually build it and try things out. So that's a lesson that I take, and I hope you all do too. Cool, thanks.
I think we have time for one question. Are you still around later, right? Of course. Yeah, so he will be, when we have some beers outside, he will be around, so you can ask more questions outside. But you're already running late, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so.
I have the mushroom shirt, because I'm a fun guy.
All right, one question.
Any question? Single question?
Yes.
When is Hackathon in Zurich?
What do you mean?
When is Facebook Hackathon in Zurich?
So the question was, when is Facebook going to have a hackathon in Zurich? So the hackathons that I spoke about were more about internal hackathons. So they happen where we have different engineering offices. So mainly California, London, New York, Seattle, Dublin, Tel Aviv, a couple other places, but they're more sporadic. We don't yet have a lot of engineers in Zurich. You make a good point. I should bring this up. I'm like, I went to the biggest hackathon in Europe. We need an office in Zurich. We need to get everybody to join. Anyways, thank you again, and I'll be around if you want to talk more shop. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks a lot. Drink. This is very typical. Check it out. Thanks a lot. So we're getting closer and closer to the awards.
I will make that really short.
Okay, yeah. So we have a quick, a few welcoming words from Vital Meyer from CTI, the Commission for Technology and Innovation, before we start with the award ceremony. And you just need to make microphone, and then we are ready to go. Microphone. Join me in welcoming him.
I will make that really short. I was here in the kickoff yesterday, and I was here now in the jury, and I saw a little bit what you did all these 40 hours, and it was really very impressive. I'm here as a representative. I represent today the Federal Commission for Technology and Innovation. What we do, we have a bunch of money, state money to give out to promote innovation, and I'm really happy that we could help a little bit here. But I think my thanks goes really to the organizers, Rasmus and Jonathan. I think they did a great thing, and I think it is really very valuable that we have such events here in Switzerland and that we can support this. Yes, I am from CTI Startup. We have also programs. If you think to fund a company, we can help you a little bit. I have some very short slides. We have the possibility to assign a coach and mentors to you to help you a little bit. Often we see technical, very interesting stuffs, but often we think that the business and really to make money out of it, there we can support a little bit with our coaches. We have also access to some places in all over the world. If you have some product and want to go abroad, we can also provide some help to go, for example, to Silicon Valley or other places. And last but not least, the most important thing is our coach network. We try hard to really get the best people on board, experienced people. I picked it here, some who help us a little bit, and we see that the whole entrepreneurship is developing quite well in the last few years, and our role is to look how can we support this a little bit more, because as Peter Onemus said before, I have a similar number in my mind. I recently read an article about IT products from Europe. The 100 biggest companies in Europe, all together, including with SAP, they still sell less than Microsoft alone. And that is obviously not very good for Europe. And of course, many programs here try to change this a little bit, but I think it's you who probably can help us to change that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. A little thanks from our side. Thank you very much. Getting closer and closer. So actually, you're gonna have the first award. It's the CV prize between all the people who uploaded the CV, and we got actually so that you are sure that we don't fake it. We just randomly we have a random number generator there and to quickly figure out who's going to win the prize. It's gonna be an Apple Watch, so quite nice. So let's see. Do you want to run it or should I run it? Ah, you can't see it yet. Okay. All right. So Max, do you want to do it? Yeah, we quickly just now did it. Let's see. And go. Maximilian Schuh. Maximilian, are you still around? Is he there? Maximilian? Oh, he already left. Next one. All right. Louis Kermode. Is he there? All right, come on stage. Sorry? The first name is different, but my last name is correct. Okay, perfect. That's probably right. Thank you very much. All right. Now we actually have an opportunity to all the participants of HackZurich, and Stefan will tell you more about it. But it's kind of, it's a way to get funding. So yeah, you should listen. Stefan, the stage is yours.
I'm really impressed when I saw the last 3 days here at HackZurich. You did an awesome job. So we are coming to an end, but this is not your end, it's a start. You're all entrepreneurs, and I'm telling you more how you could get funding for your projects. So if you're based here in Zurich or in Switzerland and still have a tie to one of the universities or University of Applied Science, so VentureKick is one of your places where you can apply for 130,000 Swiss francs. They're ongoing, so you can apply right now and get into the next draw. We always take 8 projects together, and 50% of them get a chance to win 10,000 Swiss francs. Afterwards, it's again 50%, and you get 20,000, and so on, till you can get 100,000 or 130,000 Swiss francs to proceed with your project. So it's venturekick.ch. So if you need more time to develop on your project, apply for a venture lab. We do there pilot projects together with industry partners like BKW, Swiss Post, and Swisscom. And we also help you to bring your product global. So there are venture leader programs with USA and China, and we also have a founders cash part where successful founders chipped in some money to support you. So this is Venture Lab, and you see down some successful companies like Get Your Guide, which we had the former CRO in the jury today. So thank you very much, and enjoy the final presentation.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you. So, last one before the workshop prizes. I mentioned that already on Friday, actually. So all the 25 finalist teams are invited to come to the Idea Lab next weekend. It's going to happen on Friday and Saturday, so you should probably go there on Thursday night and then leave on Sunday morning. We will travel reimburse your travel in the same way as for HackZurich, so it's a unique chance to meet, have some great workshop, meet some partners from Y Combinator and pitch in front of them, and there will be a dedicated tech track just for the HackZurich participants. And the important thing about this, so if you're one of the 25 finalist teams, you need to register on hackzurich.com/idealab until tomorrow night. Otherwise, we will give away the tickets to somebody else. And yeah, that's basically it, right? So just write down this URL or remember it, and then sign up as soon as possible. So I think it should be a lot of fun and a great opportunity, and the committee is going as well. So now we are going to start with awards. The first set of awards is from the Tech Talks, and for that, or from now on, I asked the company representatives from both for the Tech Talks and the workshop up here on stage one after another. So yeah, please join. So I think this is the official start of the award ceremony, the awards. So the first one's gonna be Dropbox.
Okay, so for the award for the best use of the Dropbox API, there were actually a lot of really great apps, so this was a really, really hard choice. And the ultimate winner that we picked was Team Stitch. Come on up here. You're gonna get Beats headphones and 5 gigabytes of Dropbox space.
Ja, die sind wir ready, oder? Passt, ja. Zalando.
All right. First of all, thank you very much also from Zalando for all the participating teams. And the winner team we want to announce actually delivered working code on stage, which is after 40 hours very difficult. So respect to this one. And it delivered also a mobile experience, which is very, very important to Zalando, which is growing in this section. And yeah, the winner is inspiring to our customers. It works with colors. And yeah, so please give a round of applause to the team Dodge. Yeah. And yeah, this team wins 1 Apple Watch, but I think you can share. Yeah, so yeah, thank you. 1 photo. Okay.
Thank you.
The next Tech Talk award is by Google.
Hi everyone. So it's really good to be here. I'm actually a jury member, and as you can see, I'm not really prepared to give you all these prizes. So you see how well we are organized at Google. The guys just left and told me, yeah, you're in the jury, so you also can hand over the prizes. Here I am. No, thanks to all of you. Really good to be here. The energy, the spirit, it's a lot of fun. That's why I came here the second year. And if you do keep up the good work, then I offer to be here next year again. So let me check. So they sent me the winner list. I hope. So please come to the stage if you're here. Patricia Brechko. That sounds good. Number 1. And it's like 10 people who all win 2 things. So for one thing, a little bit of cardboard. They are here. So please pick one of these. Sorry, it's a lot of organizational stuff. Take one. Yep, that's good. And then also a Chromecast, but it's an old one. So bear with me. So then the second winner is Daniel Wartzel. Please come to the stage. Great stuff. Can you just take one? Then number 3 will be Yassin Hassan. Yassin Hassan, are you here in the room? Aha, he's running. Then Andrea Pelegata. No? So this one is missing. Olga Trakchik. Sorry for pronouncing the names wrongly. Very good. Next one would be Daniel Tehevesen. Very good. Then Pascal Maillard. And Sebastian Bittel. Very good. Giorgio Zinetti from Italy, I guess. Giorgio Zinetti? No. And Dina Zverinsky. So how many people are standing here now? I have some others to follow up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 left. So I have a backup of 5. Let's hope this works. Daniel Kutsina. First backup. Very good. Then second backup is Neja Ducic. Very good. Congrats. And the last backup, if present, Vardan Adrazian. Good stuff. So now the main prize, and this is this fabulous Chromebook 11 from HP, goes to, if present, let's hope I get it right, Carolina Drabarts. Three, 2, 1. Carolina Drabarts. Oof. That's action. Very good. Well done. Well done. Congrats. Congrats, everyone. Hey. Hey, cool. Good stuff. Hey, cool. Well done. Thank you very much.
So we now come to the workshop awards, and we start with SAP, Samsung, and Emmy.
Hey guys, as you might have seen, Samsung and SAP are presenting partners here. My name is Yuri from Samsung, and that's Michael from SAP. We were really proud actually to be here and have a real life scenario with Emmy. And we want to actually honor one team that really took our idea and implemented all the solutions available. We gave them out. So I really looking forward to have you on stage. Smart Factories, please join us on the stage. There.
Okay, while Yuri is passing along newest hardware from Samsung that will even help you do things which are even greater than you did here, I would really like to thank everybody, especially because you help us reimagine how Switzerland's industry and performance could look like in the future. Thank you very much.
So as you have might seen, they were actually using all the things we were giving out. So they used our smartphones, our tablets, our smart watches. They used the SAP Cloud in the scenario of Emmy. So we really want to thank you and give you a smartwatch for everyone and an S6 and our virtual reality headset for the whole team. And I know you're actually living close together, right? So you can share it like once a week. Yeah.
The next workshop award is from Microsoft.
Oh, come on. Who's excited for an Xbox? Yeah? Awesome. So we'll start off with the Microsoft raffle. And the winner is Popa Anna Marie. Maria, is she here? No? Going once. Going twice. Oh, let me just download our backup list from the cloud real quick. So next contestant, Wolf Voprecht. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. He's coming in 20 minutes? All right, we'll wait for him. We'll move on to the workshop awards. So this was a fantastic competition. We've been really inspired by all the designers, the coders here, and just the amazing people that have been here today. And it was really hard. We saw a lot of teams using Microsoft Band, Microsoft Connect, Bing API, Microsoft Azure. Some amazing ideas out there. But the winner for the Microsoft Workshop, HackZurich15, team is Crowd Report. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Well done.
We got you guys some Xbox Ones.
Perfect. We actually got more.
Yeah. You get one Xbox.
Okay. We'll share. We'll commute all the time.
Yeah.
We're connecting to the cloud so we can share.
Yeah.
You don't have to share.
Oh, even better. Thank you. Thanks. So, that's absolutely awesome. Perfect.
Congratulations to Crowd Report.
Can we take a selfie as well?
Do you have a selfie stick?
No, we don't. We'll just turn around the old-fashioned way.
Thanks again, guys.
Indeed.
You got it?
In a second. So, everybody. Yeah, join us as well.
All right.
Yeah. There's the thing about selfies that you're supposed to do this. So
everybody in?
Yeah. And we're done. Perfect.
The next workshop award is from Cisco.
Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone that attended our workshops and used our technologies in their projects, or even people that didn't use them but tried or thought about it. We really appreciate it. So we'd like to bring up the person or the team that has won our prize. And unfortunately, Cisco shipping and customs don't get along, so I don't have the drones right now. But each of the winning team members will be getting a drone. And so we would like to call up the team Get Uppa. And in the meantime, I'd also like to give an honorably mention to one of the teams that actually didn't come up here and present. But Send Cisco did a really good job with working with our Tropo API, and we just wanted to say thank you for that. And anyone that did hack with Cisco technologies, please do come see me at the booth afterwards, because we'd like to stay in contact and send you some things later as well. So, but for now, it's about these guys.
The next workshop award is by EY and IBM.
Okay, so we are the good fellas who decided to host the infamous challenge with the 70 gigabyte, unstructured data. And we are ready to share with you the name of the winning team. We decided to award that team because they were able to deliver a very functional, yet simple, yet funny interface to connect unstructured data with companies and to visualize in a modern way the linking between the two, even with tessellations. So, a moment of tremor. And the winner is EY Shell. Actually, the prize is so futuristic that it will be delivered maybe in the next 2 weeks. It's something related to droids, drones, and robots, so that's the right place. Thank you again.
The next workshop award is from Tamedia.
Yes. Hello everybody, my name is Dave, I'm from HomeGate, part of Tamedia. And we had 13 great projects, but one of them was really crazy because searching flats is quite boring, even on HomeGate. We have quite good flats, but the way Homecraft did it was the best. So the winner are the team of Homecraft. Hopefully they're here.
The next workshop award is from Arduino and Valora.
Our prize goes to the most chillax team. This is Wabingo alias something with Steve. Hey guys, where are you?
So we really liked your idea because it combined the couponing with cross-sale and with payments. We thank you very much for being creative and for the sleepless 40 hours for us. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Danke vielmals.
Merci.
Merci vielmals.
Gibt's noch Steve?
Ja.
The last workshop award comes from Amag.
Yeah, so hi. I would like to say thanks too. It was really hard to decide on who would win our case. We had at least 4 teams that could have won it. And yeah, they highlighted different aspects. And the team that wins, they will get some Audi watches. That's the old analog stuff, just in case you get bored with those modern smart watches. The winning team is Amanda. What we liked especially about their approach was the machine learning aspect that would really give you the dream car in the end of the process.
Ja, ich hoffe auch. Thank you. So now it's time for the three main awards, the third, second, and first prize of HackZurich 2015. And for that, we will have Alexander Ilic on stage as a representative of the main jury, and he will explain you more about how they came to their decision today. So, stage is yours.
Thank you very much. So I'm honored to speak on behalf of the main jury here today. We had two intensive rounds of discussion. First in the morning, the pitches and individual discussions, and then, of course, for the 25 finalists, the presentations here. So the three winners that we have picked, they all excelled in three main criteria. First of all, they had a significant technical contribution in 40 hours, which is very impressive. Second, they showed a very good demo here on stage as well, which is not easy, and sometimes you're lucky and sometimes not. So some people know exactly what I'm talking about. They had a great demo before and then it just doesn't work, but that's life. Yeah, and last but not least, also a little bit of making us feel that you will continue with the project, because ultimately it's not just about what you have developed here, but also how you take it forward. So the third prize is a team of 3 people. And while some big companies are trying to redefine find radio, these guys want to leave the music part up to you and mix it in with news. So we felt they had a very, very good integration, a very slick app of combining news with your playlist. Showed a great demo, and yeah, I welcome on stage Music, and congratulations to the third prize. Thank you. Super, gratuliere.
Der Pokal.
Okay, so I'm happy to announce now the second prize, and it was a very tough decision, but what this team of 4 people did, and many people don't know that, so most of you worked basically on one project. These guys actually did 2 projects because they were finished too early. So they used the last 6 hours instead of sleeping to submit another one, but they actually weren't convinced us with their first idea. And so what these guys did in the short amount of time is pretty impressive. They have combined the knowledge graph with commenting on every website. So you have probably seen that approach in one or the other flavor, but we felt the technical contribution they delivered and how they combined it was absolutely phenomenal, and we think they have a shot in making this big. So I welcome on stage Convene for the second prize of HackZurich. Super. Gratuliere. Gratuliere.
Thank you.
actually. Oh, dann bin ich. Okay, so now to the big prize, to the first place. So first of all, when we saw the team name, we thought maybe this is a new rap band or something like that, because there are some similarities in the name. But actually, what these guys did is something very very useful, something which can save lives, and why it mattered to us so much. And why we gave the prize to these guys was that we really felt the team was connected to the problem. You saw them on stage. They mentioned that if you have diabetes, you want to have help, and the claim of getting help faster than the ambulance really spoke to us and how they implemented it. They used Bluetooth. They had a very slick notification framework implemented and showed a nice demo. So we're convinced that they deserve the first prize, and so I welcome on stage Nerdish by Nature with their helper app. Thank you. Super. Congratulations. 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 Super.
Lots of photos. So one more round, I think. Congratulations. So we're actually very close to the beer, which is already cold and outside, and I think some people already started having some beers. A few closing remarks at this point. First of all, again, thanks to all the sponsors for supporting this event with money, swag, workshops, inspiring talks. Like without that, it would have not been possible. And first of all, our presenting partners as our main sponsors, thanks a lot. And also our gold sponsors, which are a very, very important part of this hackathon. And the silver sponsors, bronze sponsors as well. So I think we should all give them a great round of applause. The startups, they made this all possible, all the food, all the reimbursement, all the awards, everything. So thanks a lot. And thanks a lot to the jury. I mean, they took an entire day, and we are already close to 1 hour over the official ending time. So thanks a lot for taking your time, or for evaluating all the projects today, and for staying here through this closing ceremony. So I would all ask you to come up on the stage, and we have a little present for you guys. Thanks a lot. You want another one? Thanks a lot. Danke. Ja. Another one. Danke. I see. It's actually HackZurich branded, so inside. Let's get some more. One more. Yep. Thanks. Thanks a lot again for coming, and it would be great if you could stay around for some beers. Some people might ask for some feedback, so thanks a lot. And last but not least, I want to thank the entire team, because like earlier somebody said Jonathan and me were the organizers. Yeah, we were two of the organizers, but there are actually quite a few others as well involved into organizing HackZurich. And this is a core committee again, and they all did the 40 hours, but they also had kind of a pre-hackathon the 40 hours before this to set everything up. So I quickly want to say a bit about everyone there. So maybe I'll start with Max. So Max is actually right here. He worked on all the public relations, like all the media. So everything was in the press. The guy who actually phoned up, I think, more than 100 universities, because first we sent them emails and they didn't reply, so he had to phone them all up on their own, so that they would actually send around HackZurich through their newsletters. And yeah, I mean, he's been a part of the team last year and did a great job again. And yeah, come up on stage here. Thanks a lot. Then we have Mark. I can't see him right now. I think he's up there. So now we can actually, you guys can see him. He's this guy who's smiling at us right now. He's doing all the sound today, so great job there. But also, basically everything which has kind of a logo on, or is branded, the t-shirts, which were, I think, much better than last year, and also helping Max phoning everybody up. That's all Mark's job, and he did a great job. Yeah, great light effects there. I think he, at some point, saw responses, but he really hated all the logos, because there were so many logos, and arranging them, and there were different aspect ratios, and he had some sleepless nights with just those logos. So yeah, thanks a lot. Come up on stage. I think Teresa can manage for you. Thanks. Then we have Klaus. I can't see him right now. Klaus, are you outside? Come in. There he is. So he was working on the sponsorship team, did a great job, especially setting up all the workshops, especially because we have had more and more companies this year, workshops where we had two companies working on the same workshop. Like pairing them up was sometimes quite stressful. But I think he did a great job. I mean, the workshops were really exciting. We got good feedback, and yeah, thanks a lot for being a very important part of the sponsorship team this year at HackZurich. Yeah. Thank you very much. Then we have Jan. He's there right now. Come up on stage. Yeah, he was the guy who was spamming our Twitter account the entire weekend. And we had, last year there was very little happening on Twitter, and I think this year we had 5 times as much Twitter traffic or something. So he did a great job, put some very funny comments on there. If you have some time after the event, you should browse through them. There are some really nice ones. And yeah, he was also on the sponsorship team. Lots of the contracts with the sponsorship actually went through him, and he's also the guy, if you had a question and you send it to info@hackzurich.com, it went through him, and he got quite a lot of emails, especially a couple of days before the event or after we had to unfortunately reject quite a few people. So yeah, I know it's a pretty painful job, but yeah, I think you did it very good. You had some very good responses there. Thanks a lot, Jan. Then we have Jenny. She's over there. Please come up on stage. So what Jenny was responsible for was to really make the atmosphere at the event as good as possible. And I mean, it's lots of little things you have to do, but I think it's very important to have have this really cool hackathon spirit throughout the entire event. So there's some new things we did this year where Jenny was especially responsible for some of the massages. I mean, I think everybody enjoyed it. I didn't see a single person coming back and saying, hey, this was the most painful 15 minutes I ever had. So I think, yeah, it was great. And also like I don't know if everybody, yeah, I mean, I guess most people were actually there. We had a special act on Saturday night, like violin and DJ playing, and I think it was a good break for everyone. And so there were lots of these like little details Jenny took care of, and I think that's yeah, it's a really essential part to make a hackathon a cool experience, and apart from just the hacking itself. So thanks a lot, Jenny. Then another guy, I'm pretty sure I know where he is, or there he is actually, but he's usually where the food is because he did everything about food and drinks. And I mean, it's a painful job. Like if you look into our storage room, there's so much stuff. Like I think on Thursday we got like how many deliveries? Like 20 deliveries or something? Probably even more. 25, yeah, okay, but so crazy. And I mean, he's the reason why you all probably gained like 2 or 3 kilograms over the weekend. So see this guy and complain. So great job, Yari. That was awesome. Then we have one guy who unfortunately can't be here today. He's currently back in St. Petersburg. He was already on the team last year. And Dimitri, I don't know, maybe you're watching the live stream. Hi out there. You did a great job. So he did all the IT. So everything which has to do with the website, with the live stream, with the touch screens we had out there, you know, all this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of change you have to do. You know, companies want to update their workshops. We have a job wall. Companies want to post their jobs. We need to change some text. You know, like some new features we want to add to the website. Like during this event, like putting live stream up and off and on and off, and putting all the forms up and checking all that everything works well. And I mean, it was so smooth. Like even though he unfortunately couldn't make it here, great job, Dimitri. Thanks a lot. And last but not least, Jonathan. You guys, I've probably seen him before, or at least read an email from him, because that's what he's really good at. I think he topped his number from last year. I don't know how many emails you wrote this year. More than 3,000. More than 3,000. So this is the head of the sponsorship team and the co-director from HackZurich. And I mean, yeah, he did an amazing job in bringing all these companies in here, all these partners in here, which really is like key to make HackZurich what it is like. And yeah, I mean, amazing job. I don't know how you managed that, but yeah, crazy, great. Thanks a lot, Jonathan.
Thanks for leading us together with Jonathan. You were the two guys who were involved the most. Organizing all the team efforts, you were like responsible for everything we like didn't even notice. So you made like, you two were the guys who like organized us and made the HackZurich 2015 possible. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks. Thanks a lot. So there were also some more helpers involved. Everybody else with a green T-shirt. Thanks a lot to all of you for staying around here. Some of them stayed overnight, even though they didn't have to. Super keen, like, and some of them were jumping around, like, you know, meshing cartoons of the pizza together so it would fit in the trash can, like, carrying all the like drinks into the fridges and stuff. Like, thanks a lot to all the helpers. Some of you are here, so thanks a lot. And also thanks to the whole video and video audio team. You know, just like already doing like this kind of stuff here, like figuring between the different presentations and changing cables. It was magic. Like, it worked really well. So thanks a lot for that, and all the live streaming and everything. Thanks a lot. I think now it's enough with that. So if you want to be part of HackZurich 2016, either as part of the organizing team or as a sponsor, these are the two links. So you know, just sign up or talk to us. But yeah, Otherwise, I think it's now time for beer. So thanks a lot for coming here. We will have beer for the next 1 or 2 hours probably. I don't know how long actually, but probably just an hour. I don't know. 1 hour at least. So drink fast, talk to each other and have fun, guys. Thanks for coming.